In this application, I used Amazon's S3 to use as my file storage. I created a bucket and then all the images will be saved inside this bucket. The first thing that the user will see when they go to the URL of the website is the login screen. They have an option to register down at the bottom where they can fill in all their credentials. Now they can register. It will redirect them back to the login screen where they can fill in the credentials they just registered with. Now that the user has registered, it will redirect them to the dashboard where they can see their pictures. At this moment, the user doesn't have any pictures, that's why it shows an empty page. If we look at the database where the user got created, we can see their credentials here, but the password is not stored in plain text according to the POPI Act. When the user logged in successfully, the server gave them a JWT token. This token was stored in the application's memory, so if we go to application, local storage, we can see that JW token is stored there. Every time a user makes a request, it will check the authenticated user on the server. We can see this in the controllers, where it will fetch the authenticated user from Spring Security. So it will only get the photos of that user through the JWT token. Inside the JWT token, the user's email is stored. We are now inside jwt.io to verify our token. If we paste our token, we can see the algorithm is the SHA-256 algorithm, and what we save in the token is the user, email address, as well as the expiry date of the token. If the user wants to upload a picture, you can go to upload pictures, click on the cloud. The user can either drag and drop or click on the photo. So we can upload 2 pictures here. Go and click on upload images, and then the 2 pictures of the user is displayed. When a user wants to delete a photo, you can go to options and then delete photo. That photo will be permanently deleted as well in accordance to the POPI Act. In the file server, we can see there's only 1 picture now, and if we go and take a look at our database, we can see in our photos only 1 photo is there, and our metadata, there's only 1 metadata for that 1 picture remaining. See, if you remove the last picture, there's no more pictures in our bucket. All the pictures got deleted, as well as in our files, our database. The metadata is deleted and the photo is deleted. Only thing left is the user. If a user wants to upload a picture again, you can go to upload picture. It's upload picture, and the picture is here. Now if the user wants to share the photo, you can copy the URL. It's a share URL. For example, if we hit paste, we can see it pastes the URL. Now if you go to enter this, it will redirect them back to the dashboard. Now if you click on share again, we can see that this picture has been shared with myself as well, because I used the share URL. Now if I go to shared pictures, I can see this picture is here. Now if I want to revoke access to this person, I can just hit on the X, and then we can see it's not shared with anyone. And if I go to my shared pictures, nothing is there. To confirm, we can go to the database, go to our user photo, and and we see that there is no shared pictures in this database. Let's create a new user to share a picture with. Now that we have created a user, we can sign back into our previous user. And we can share this picture with that user. If we hit on share, we can see that this picture has been shared with that user. We can verify this by going to the user and checking their shared pictures. We can see that the picture is now here. We can check in the database for user photos. We can see that photo 21 has been shared with user number 39. Now if we want to check if we delete the photo, if the user permissions to share that photo will also be deleted. So if we delete this photo, we can see in the database that this shared photo has been deleted out of the database as well, and there are no photos in the database. If a user wants to download a picture that they have on their website, they can simply click the download button and then the picture will be downloaded for them. If we share the picture with ourselves again, and we go to shared pictures, we can see that the same download button is also there to download the picture. If a user wants to edit or delete any metadata attached to one of their own pictures, they can simply hit options and then they can see the image metadata. Here they can delete or update the metadata. Let's update the tag to say it's a cat. We can see in the options now that a tag has been updated to cat. We can also go to the database, go to metadata, and we can see tag has been changed to cat. To delete the metadata, we can simply hit delete metadata, and then we can see it is empty again, and then the size and the type would be rechecked by the server. The user can go to the shared pictures and then they can download the picture by clicking the download button, or they can go to options and then they can change the metadata as well. For example, they can change the tag to dog, hit update. Now if they click on the options again, you can see that a tag is dog. They could also delete the metadata. Now if you check the metadata, we can see it's all empty. If a user wants to search for the pictures, they can do it by the search bar. Before we do that, let's upload another picture. If a user wants to search for one or more pictures, they can simply go to this above search bar. Here it would search for the metadata or the photo name. So if we search for cat, we will receive this image. Now when a user wants to search for image by the image name, they can simply go to the search bar, type in the image name and hit search, and then they would get the image. This website has an intuitive design where the user doesn't have to navigate much, but after each action the website will redirect them to the next place where they want to be, which reduces the need for documentation and makes it an overall good experience for the user. This website has a consistent design as it uses the same color scheme and animation throughout the whole website. My internal design is very simplistic, where not much gets displayed until the user uploads a picture. Even if a user uploaded a picture, it still has a very minimum design and easy operations. For example, clicking the share button will show you all the people that you have shared the picture with. It is extremely easy to revoke access to a person you've gave access to the picture. Copy the URL is extremely easy. You just hit one button and then that URL is copied onto your clipboard. The share as well, you just type in the email and share. Very minimum clutter on the screen and only displays information after your user has done an operation. This website uses an inclusive design where its main color schemes are blue and white. Very easy to navigate if you have any trouble seeing colors or colorblind. Each button also has a description on it, so even if you go to options and delete photos where it's red, it's not necessary. You need to be able to see the red for the buttons to be effective. Red is also used to display a sense of urgency when a user wants to click those buttons. The code pattern I used in this application follows the same pattern as the previous project we've done. It has 5 layers. It has a domain, a logic layer, a repository layer, translator, and my Spring Boot layer. Each layer has their function. The domain is there for the transfer of the objects. Repository connects to my database. Translator layers where all the logic is held, and the Spring Boot is the interfacing class to the outside world. My architectural pattern follows a full MVC REST API pattern where we have our model, our view, and our controller. The controller sits on the back end. The view is on the front end with Angular, and the controller sit also on the back end. In this application I used error handling on my front end and back end. As we can see, there's try catches everywhere. For when an error hits, it will notify you on the back end, and on the front end we can also see on our component side that there are HTTP request error handlers. So when there is a problem with the request that's been sending, it will alert the user of the error that happened. I've tried implementing test in my application, but they all failed, and I could not succeed writing a test for my controller.